We good?
What's up, Devils? I'm here with another sick metal freak. We met off camera. My name's Patrick.
Nice to meet you. Cody.
Cody, where'd you come from?
Bradford, PA.
Bradford, PA. How far is that?
That's about like 4 hours, yeah.
4 hours you drove here?
Yep.
Staying in town?
Yeah, about 10 minutes away.
Oh, dude, awesome. Is this your first time going to Hell's Headbangers event?
Oh, yeah, yep.
Oh, fuck yeah. What do you think so far?
Dude, it's fucking awesome. The venue's great.
Venue's killer. What do you think about the community, people around?
It's the first time I've really been around something like this. I've only been to like 3 shows.
Right on,
my
yeah.
entire life. Yeah, the last show I was at, I actually played at, so it's
Who's your band?
Gut Shovel from Bradford, PA.
Say that one more time. Plug it.
Gut Shovel. We have a show coming up with Ovenhead from Cleveland.
Oh, shout out Ovenhead. I know those guys.
And Flesh Mower from Buffalo. And we'll have a show in Buffalo August 24th.
Fucking killer.
Yeah.
Who's doing your show in Buffalo?
I can't remember.
Is that Jeff?
I don't know. I don't know anything about that.
Coming of Rage. He does a bunch of good stuff over in Buffalo.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you can go to the Instagrams, either the Flesh Mower, the Ovenhead, or the Gut Shovel Instagram, and then it should be on there. The
killer. So what style are you guys?
I'd say we're just death metal.
Okay, old school, new school, brutal.
We're going for more of an old school right now. The songs that are out, the one's kind of a bit slammy, and then the other one's, it's kind of like a bit punkier.
Okay.
But we kind of just go with the flow a little bit, you know, because I mix it up on the vocals. I go high, and then I go a bit low, and then I can do some of the gutturals. But I try to keep it like Corpse Grinder and like King Fowley type era, where it's shouting, and it's just like, same with Glenn Benton, just kind of pissed off, you know.
Yeah.
But not hardcore style, but kind of like that.
No canoe stuff.
No canoe stuff. No.
Have you watched J-Dog's channel for a while?
Oh my God, about 3 years probably. I watched.
Oh my God, what's wrong with you?
I know, I'm a bit crazy.
Do you got a favorite dogism?
A dogism? Fuck, I do, but I can't really think right now.
Bra.
Yeah, I like it when he calls, Panini's douche. Yeah, there's a lot, dude.
It is hard to remember.
I mean,
yeah, dude. What would be for next year? What would seal the deal for you to make you come back?
Well, dude, I wish. I hope he has it at the same venue.
Okay.
If he has it, in the Netherlands or whatever, that's pretty cool. But obviously, I want the same bands he likes to come here because I love Centurion.
Yeah.
I'd like Severe Torture as well.
I would love Severe Torture. You trust his curation?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they're strong with that.
Yeah, this is one of his recommendations. Flames of Hell.
Okay.
You listen to that?
No, I never heard.
The singer, he sounds like Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh,
if you like the parrot from Aladdin, that's kind of what he.
You're selling me on it for sure.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming right now Rodivore is setting up. I'm assuming you're as stoked to see them as I am.
I mean, obviously, like you said in the last one, sucks that Regurgitation can't play, but at least Brian's still in the band. Met him yesterday. He signed my stuff.
Total fucking legend.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Rodivore, yeah, definitely. They're one of the heaviest bands, like J-Dog said.
Anyone else you're stoked to see?
All of them. Profanatica, Paul Ledney. Fucking Attic is fucking amazing, dude. Who else is playing? Evil Army. Lurking Corpses, I'm fucking stoked to see too. I met Von Ghoul earlier.
Okay. Yeah, and I can't wait for Malignancy.
Oh, yeah, see?
They'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I had met them earlier too.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming up.
Man.
We appreciate you. I really hope you enjoy the festival.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm with a sick metal freak here. Patrick, what's your name?
I'm Jonathan.
Pleasure to meet you, Jonathan. Where are you from?
Lexington, Kentucky.
Where was it?
Lexington, Kentucky.
Lexington, Kentucky. So about what? You drive up here?
Well, he drove me, my buddy.
Thank you for driving.
Yeah.
What was that, about 5 hours for you guys?
Like 6 or 7 probably.
6 or 7?
Yeah.
What's your road, what's your go-to for a road trip? A couple Red Bulls, cigarettes? What do you like to do?
Raw dog it, mainly some coffee.
You raw dog it?
Yeah.
No music?
We talk most of the way, but a little bit of music here and there.
Was he punishing you?
I think so.
You think he'll be doing that the rest of the night?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I gotta let you know that's my job.
Good.
Have you been to any of the Hell's Headbangers events before?
No. My first one, actually.
Have you been to the warehouse or anything?
No, I haven't, actually.
Were you guys there yesterday?
No. We just drove up. We got into town, outside Youngstown. I guess, was it Austintown? I guess about 8 p.m. last night. So, yeah.
Okay. And then you're staying around here?
Yeah, for the night and tomorrow. Or yesterday and today. Yeah.
Super cool. Is there anyone you're really excited to see? You got a top band?
Like Attic and Evil Army, probably.
Attic and Evil Army?
Yeah, probably.
A little more traditionalist?
Not always, but sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Dude, we appreciate you coming out. Hell's Headbangers.
No problem.
Fucking awesome. You ever pick up anything from the Hell's Headbangers?
I order like once a month, probably. Like $100 orders normally.
They just have it. You just have it with your boss. Hey, just send them a check. Send them a blank check out of my paycheck.
They might as well. I mean, really.
Have you ever watched the Dog's channel?
All the time.
All the time?
Yeah, of course.
Why do you
think I'm here? I mean,
do you have any favorite dogisms?
Brotown, Bra Bra.
Brotown, Bra Bra.
Bubbles, yeah. Box of Chocolate Boys, yeah, sure.
Have you talked to the dog in person yet today?
No, I haven't.
You're waiting until you get a little more liquid courage in you to start punishing him?
Yeah, he seems kind of busy. Maybe later. We'll see.
Awesome, man. Well, we're super stoked to have you here.
No problem,
I appreciate you telling us your story.
Thanks, Patrick. I appreciate it.
Can I get you too? Ready? I'm here with an infamous Punisher. My name's Patrick.
My name's Matthew.
Nice to meet you, Matthew. Appreciate you coming up. Where'd you come from?
Drove in from Blue River, Kentucky.
Blue River, Kentucky.
Yeah, 8 hours away.
8 hours, and you drove up here just for this?
Yes, I did.
And you weren't at the gig last night?
No, I was not, because my friend Jonathan, you just interviewed him.
Yeah.
We white knuckled this shit. I drove to pick him up in Lexington, and then we.
Oh my God! This morning.
No, yesterday.
Oh, okay. Dude, so yeah, I had a great time talking to King Fowley from Deceased yesterday. He's a fucking character. You ever get to meet him?
Oh, I've met King Fowley twice. We've seen Deceased twice in the last year. He's a fantastic human being.
Oh, he was a nice guy.
Oh yeah, the best.
I had a hard time getting some of these bands to talk. Not with that guy.
No, he'll find you. If he makes eye contact with you, he will come talk to you.
Yeah, he was cool like that. Is there anyone you're super excited to see?
Oh yeah, there's several bands I'm super excited to see. I'm excited to see Raw Trevor.
Me too.
Attic and Profanatica, obviously, and of course Evil Army.
Yeah. Dude, so good diversity on this thing. You're a little more diverse in the taste.
Yeah, I'm very metallically omnivorous. I'll throw my money at whatever. If it sounds good to me, it's going to be at my house in physical format.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And I will assume, based on the fact that you're here, that you trust Hell's Headbangers to curate some of that stuff for you.
Hell's Headbangers is the reason I'm in debt. I throw so much money at them, it's not funny.
So maybe give this guy a discount next order.
Yeah, they ain't going to do that. They got to make money.
Have you been to any of the Hell's Headbanger stuff before?
No, I'm a virgin as far as this shit goes. This is my first time popping my cherry tonight.
Nice. And what an honor to have J-Dog pop your cherry.
Of course. Oh, it's so wonderful. It's on a nice, sweaty, late June day in Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah, heat wave central. But that'll be good. We'll see J-Dog's muscles glistening in the sun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm getting excited thinking about it.
Oh, me too. Glad we brought it up.
So fucking awesome, man. Anything in the future you'd like to see? What would make you want to come back?
I just want to see this show go smoothly. I think it will. It looks great so far. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything specific in mind, but yeah, I'll probably be back.
Yeah. Noah's on sound. I know it's going to sound fucking killer in there.
Yeah, I talked to one of the security dudes over lunch earlier, and he has assured me that the sound will be on point. So
we're going to have to find this guy if anything gets fucked up.
Oh, I already know where he is. I've already scoped him out.
Okay. So yeah, we're grilling them if something fucks up.
Oh, of course.
Definitely don't want to let the dog down. You got a favorite dogism?
Oh, I've got a bunch. I mean, Brotown, whatever that means.
Has watching Justin's channel influenced your vernacular?
It's totally rotted my brain, I would say. One of these days, I'm just going to turn into a middle-aged juicer, and that's what happens. I'm sure he'll love hearing that. I guarantee he'll watch this. Got to make a good first impression, you know?
It'll be on his channel, so, I mean, hopefully he's doing quality control looking at it, and he realizes that we're on here talking about him. But that'll be really funny in the comments section if he doesn't check it, and people have to say, yo, what the fuck was up with those weird queer dudes talking about Justin's muscles?
Oh, we can hope. Let's find out.
Yeah, let's do it. I appreciate you so much.
Awesome.
Hell's Headbangers is super stoked to have you here. Thank you for supporting the true underground metal.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be here. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Once again, if you don't know the guy I'm with right now, you really don't know shit about Cleveland metal. I'm with the legend right here, Paul Gorfiend.
I don't know about legend, man. If you don't know me, then you must not know enough assholes out there, I guess. You know what I mean?
Or maybe you have your shit together.
Yeah, that too.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Paul, I've had a lot of great times with you guys chilling at the embalmer practice spot. I've had a lot of great times with you at shows. I've had a lot of bad times with you at shows too, when you're being a drunk asshole.
It happens, man.
What do you think we can expect from your behavior this weekend?
Probably at least a 9.5 out of 10 on the drunk scale.
9.5 out of 10 on the drunk scale.
On the drunk scale, yeah.
Oh, dude.
The thing is, I'm on a little bit of a hiatus from the smoking, so I'm not going to have that added effect, but definitely the alcohol is going to be on.
Tell me about that. What's up with the hiatus from the smoking?
You know, I just
tolerance break.
You know, work stuff like that. You know,
are you getting drug tested at work?
Some places of employment still. You know, you got to take a little break from time to time. I'm not out of the game. I'm
and that's
just,
fucking archaic
right now. You know what I mean? So
you're watching, you're taking notes for when you get back in the game.
Don't need notes. I got scholarly level on that, sir. I'm a emeritus status on the smoking. It's just right now, you know, I'm getting the nice clean out. So when I go ahead and I do partake, it's going to be mega to the face, and you know, it's yeah,
non-verbal. You think? Yeah, you think you'll get non-verbal? No.
Never.
You never get non-verbal.
Depends if it's an indica or a sativa, man. You know.
Yeah. Love
if it's an indica, maybe I'll just melt into the couch, or you know, sit in the back deck in the sun and jam some tunes, and of course have a crispy cold one with me too.
Oh yeah. You
got to wash it down appropriately, right?
Of course.
So,
dude, and I know for sure, and that's another thing. Another time I had a good time with you. You had me over your house the one time.
Yeah.
We had a good little thing. Now Paul caught me. I was trying to steal a couple shirts from his long sleeve collection. I was rummaging through stuff. Maybe I went in his fridge, took some salami, but
they all got.
You know,
GPS
it was all
on
good.
Them, bro.
Yeah.
As soon as they walk out the door, my mental GPS goes, "You have my '92 Sinister shirt. Give it back, motherfucker."
Whatever, man. Dude, so
you'd probably want like a grind shirt actually. So the Sinister's
I want the
probably
OG.
a bad
I want the OG Hemdale shit, dude.
Yeah, I know, but I got to hold on to those. Like I'm one of the few people. They made 4 red long sleeves, 3 for the band guys, and I ended up with the 4th one. Then they had the green long sleeve that Craig had in Visceral Productions available back then. The forest green one, I got that too. So shit like that's
right next to your right next to your Funko Pop collection, right?
100%.
You fucking queer. So who are you jamming with now? The last time I was with you guys, I was at the embalmer room. I know you guys aren't doing that anymore.
No.
Are you Carnugia stuff?
Yeah, just
what can we expect from
man? That's it. You know what I mean? Which is slower pace, which is cool, man. You know, as far as jamming, I like to jam. I like to get fucked up. I like to go play shows and shit. You know, it's like anybody else, but it's slower pace, man. But we're in the point now, like I say, that we have to get an album done. So it's less on shows and more on an album now.
Do you have anything written?
Yeah, we need about 2 more songs.
Okay.
To get the record finished, but no point going out and playing. Dude, you know, when you go out and play the same fucking set list and shit like that.
We're in the same position. We're about to drop a new album. We haven't dropped anything for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
I said we're not doing anything else until this shit comes out.
It's just time. So yeah, are we going to be a touring band? Are we going to be out there all over the place? No, you know, scattered fest appearances. You know, some local shit, and that's really the speed that we're on right now, man. But we're always open to show opportunities. Hit us up. You know, if anybody out there's a promoter that wants to, you know, get us on a bill somewhere on a fest or something like that, we're down. But yeah, like I say, man, it's I have fun. Like I say, the same thing I said before, embalmer, Carnugia. I'm jamming with old friends I've known for 30-some years, you know? So it's just like, it's fun more than anything else. Chris's house is a metal mecca, our drummer.
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to get to a record to Chris for forever.
So
I really want to check out the Kiss pinball machine.
Oh, yeah, he's got a Kiss pinball machine and, you know, a big collector just like me and stuff like that, too. So we go out there, not just have a jam, but then hang out afterwards, have beers, like the usual shit, man.
I'm hoping he's here. I'd love to talk to him. Chris is another legend.
Down. I don't know what time, but he did say he was coming down. So.
Some point.
Yeah.
Fucking killer dog. And then you got my friend Parker at your house. Another thing I got to commend you on. Thank you for always being the party house for metal bands when they come through.
Man.
You make a lot of shit happen for us.
It's the way it is, man. You know, you got to do it. Fucking, you know, got a couple people from Houston, Dallas in town, and then we have Randy that does the Blades of Steel Metal Fest up in Wisconsin. He's staying with me too, old friend, booked embalmer up there plenty of times. So, you know, we reciprocate, man. It's underground, it's old school, it's the way it is. You know what I mean? People that help you out or people that are friends, you help them out, you know, when they're around. So,
and what's great is if they're staying at your house, they can't tell you to shut the fuck up once you're at that 9 out of 10.
100%, man. They better be there with me, dude. You know?
Yeah.
Which
I mean, I'm sure.
I will say these motherfuckers got picked up from the airport at midnight, and they partied until like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then went to bed for a couple hours, and then here we are again here. So
I bet they did.
Usual shit, dude. I mean, no matter how much, you know, time passes or how old you get, some habits don't change. You know. So.
And what were you telling me right before we started this? You have a black eye from something.
Yeah.
Were you roughhousing with the bands? What the hell happened?
No,
Paul?
I was not, but I'm not above that, you know.
I'm not above giving you a second one if you keep acting up.
Hey, you can try, man. You'll end up matching me is what's going to be the result. But at the end of the day, you know, I got myself a little shiner there. You know what I mean? A little busted lip, but not from a fight. But I am from the generation that did fight, and before people started suing everybody and cameras were everywhere. So believe me, dude, not my first black eye, not my first busted lip. It ain't shit. It is what it is. So basically, I'm getting married next month, dude. So
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. I had a bachelor party. And,
my invitation must have gotten lost in the mail.
Dude, you didn't send back the stamps on my last correspondence, dude. I couldn't put it in there, dude. You didn't send me a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Yeah, I fucked up.
The fuck, man?
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, we were up in Put in Bay, which is an island off of Cleveland over there, and you can drive golf carts on the road and you know, cars. We basically got run off the road by some other drunk guy that was drunker than us, I guess.
That's legendary.
Whereas we had to pull off the road, and I wasn't about to have the thing fall over on me, so I fucking bailed out the side, and my face broke my fall. So that happens, though, man. I got up like Rocky, like, Adrian, looking face all bloody, and just wiped off and cracked another cold one, man. You gotta, you know, I'm not gonna ruin my fucking time.
We were just hanging with our mutual friend Brian Baxter. Tomorrow, Rochevort's playing.
Yeah,
guys, I'm sure you've known for a long time too.
Yeah, man.
I'm sure you're stoked to see them. Is there anyone else you're stoked to see tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my friends in Malignancy. You know what I mean? Attic. I already got the pleasure of seeing down in Hell's Heroes, so that's be my second go around for seeing them. Killer, you know, newer band as far as the traditional heavy metal type style. So that's cool. I missed the Evil Army show in Cleveland yesterday because I was picking people up from the airport, but see them obviously. You know, black metal's not my huge thing, but like Pro Fanatic, I don't really consider black metal. It's more like a manicore style, like a death, filthy kind of type shit. So I guess you can call it black metal. I don't know. Yeah. I never really did, even back in the day, but that's cool. Yeah, I mean, those are the main ones. You know what I mean? Shit I've always been into is the shit I mainly still listen to. So like, Sucks Regurgitation had to cancel.
We're all bummed about that.
You know, I can't say, you know, I'm shocked about it either. I've known Ben a very long time too. So like, you know, he's always got career and been in and out of the band, even going back to the early 2000s. So yeah. I wish Ben the best as well. You know, I wish I was chilling with those bros this weekend, seeing them jam and party as always. But if you can't have them, Rochevore is a great replacement.
Totally agree. And Brian assured me that they're getting new people so they could get Regurg back out.
Yeah. And it's probably for the best too, man. Like I say, I wish Ben nothing but the best. But if those guys get a member that can actually, you know, do shit on a more dedicated basis, you're going to get more out of them. I mean, that's another band that's, you know, as classic as Tales of Necrophilia is and everything else like that. Like they're itching to put out some new material. They were working on some new songs, and that's just kind of stalled. So I'll be pumped for those bros, you know what I mean, to get back on the track of getting some new shit out too, so they can play some more stuff that's than just the Tales record.
Killer.
For sure.
And then from you, hopefully some new Carnugia shit.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I say, a couple more songs. Like I said, we're slow moving, man. Slow but steady wins the race for Carnugia. We're not a fast writing band like our friends in Shed the Skin, man. Shout out to them too. If you don't know Shed the Skin, check them out. They're on like album 5 or fucking 6 or some shit right now.
At Maryland Death Fest.
Yeah, they're a totally killer band. Matt Sorg, total writing machine. You know, those guys just lay it down. Kyle, you know, Incantation, all that other shit he was in. I mean, needs no introduction to any of the guys in that band.
Yeah.
But they just crank them out. That's like the opposite spectrum of what we do. We're like a fucking tortoise. They're the hare.
Yeah.
But we both cross the finish line at different times.
Yeah.
They're winning now, I can tell you that. But we're doing our best.
Dude, Paul, thank you so much.
Appreciate you, brother. Always,
I'm going to fucking avoid you tomorrow.
Well,
I don't want to have to give you another black eye.
I'm already in a weakened state, you know what I mean, if I talk too much shit. So, you know what I mean? Take your opportunity. What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to get my Beherit fucking, you know, war metal sunglasses so I can just, in a proclamation shirt and a bullet belt, and then I'll fit right in, dude. No one will even know I have a black eye, right? Dude, I'll just be a war metal poser tomorrow. That'll be my move.
I'll commit to it, too. You and me both.
And I won't, guess what? I probably won't be the only war metal poser there either, will I?
Hot take.
There you go.
Appreciate you.
There's posers of all kinds. Let's be fucking clear, right? Just shit comes up in different genre. different trends come up in different cycles.
But just know that there's people that have been in this for a long time, and we could see through it. Appreciate you, Paul.
All right, appreciate you too. Take care. Peace.
Am I good? Am I coming out here? Am I talking to you? Am I talking?
Yeah. I'm walking here. I'm with a sick metal freak here. My name's Patrick. What's yours?
Brian.
Brian. Pleasure to meet you.
Made the trek from Jersey.
That was my next question. How'd you know?
Well, I saw J-Dog's channel, and he said he was throwing the fest a few months back, so I wanted to come out.
Okay.
So
you drove in from Jersey?
Yeah, it was about 5 and change.
Okay, that's not too bad from Jersey. When'd you get in?
Just this afternoon, like 12:30.
Okay.
So, but yeah, Rochevor's old friends of mine. So.
Oh, right on.
And I know Paul Ledney from Prop Fanatica for years.
Yeah. Okay. Brian Baxter is a friend of mine.
Yeah, I've known him a long time too.
So awesome to see him. We all are a bit disappointed about no Regurg, but
yeah, I guess Ben left the band, right, or something.
Yeah, but he did assure me when I talked to him yesterday that they're getting someone else on it.
Oh, that's cool.
So they will be able to do it. That's what I've been told. So Brian, if you're watching this, get your band shit together, because us starving Regurgitation fans are fucking sick and fucking hungry for more Regurgitation. That's awesome. You made the trek all the way up here. Have you done anything? Have you ever been to any of the Hell's Headbangers events before?
Yeah, I was at the last one I was in was 2015 when it was at the Gori Ballroom.
Who was on that one?
Oh God.
That wasn't the one with Archgo. Was that the one the year after?
I remember Cyanide played. I remember them.
Oh, okay, badass.
Deceased, I think Deceased played. I remember seeing King Fowley. He was there, so I'm pretty sure. And Blood Feast. Remember Old Thrash Man from Jersey?
Yeah,
they played. Yeah. And,
King Fowley punished me yesterday. I was talking to him for a long time.
What did he punish you with?
Oh no, he was just very talkative. I enjoyed talking to him.
I know Fowley for 30 years, probably.
Okay, dude, badass.
Yeah.
He is a lifer, dude.
You know, it's funny. He doesn't like some bands like other people do. Like he doesn't like Metallica. Like.
Okay.
It's kind of I always thought that was kind of odd, you know. It's like he's a great guy, but he didn't like them. He didn't like certain bands. He doesn't like. I mean, when a lot of people might like something, and you would think, well, he might like it too, but he doesn't. You know. I guess,
yeah.
You know.
I'm not gonna say everything he said made sense, but I will. But I will say I admire him for saying it. So, who are you most excited to see? I see you got a crematory shirt. Are you more old school death
Yeah,
guy?
more old school. I'm old, so I'm in my 50s, so I remember all this when it came out. You know.
Badass.
But yeah, Rochevor's like one of my favorite bands ever, and. They don't, glad to see them going back again because they weren't going for a few years.
Total OG band.
And and it was great when they came back in 2011. But then, then they got Mark Mastro back, and it's just like I said, gone from strength to strength. So, but yeah, I never heard the Lurking Corpses. Are they any good?
Oh yeah, they're good. I've heard from J-Dog himself that they put on a very entertaining show. So I'm going to be looking out for that.
Yeah, I heard the name. I never heard the music, so I can't. It's like so many bands out there. Can't get everybody. But
I'm more into old school death shit. I'm super stoked for Rotterdam. I'm super stoked for fucking Malignancy.
Yeah, Prop Fanatica. I know Paul Ledney since 1989. When he was in Incantation, he played with them. Yeah. He made up the name. I didn't know this.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know because I just saw John McEntee in Maryland Death Fest.
I just saw them there too.
I asked him. I said, "Well, who came up with the name?" He goes, "Oh, that was Paul." I didn't know that. I thought John did, or I thought Craig Pillar did. So.
Yeah. Shout out Craig Pillar. Disma's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't care what people say.
I was just talking with Craig recently, and they just finished their new record. So
I'm super stoked for that.
It's gonna be amazing. I know those guys rule. So
yeah, Disma fucking rules. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
I know, and I just want to make a shout out to people always talk about Craig with his, when they have that concerning idea that he's fascist or whatever. Dude, I know Craig Pillar since 1989. Okay. He's not anything of the kind. We all have different views, and this is what America's about, man. And I'm not trying to preach or nothing, but I'm just saying, freedom of speech is important. You know what I mean?
I totally agree, and that's why I'm fucking allied with the Hell's Headbangers because they don't let people tell them what to fucking put out. They put out sick shit.
I'm just tired of hearing that. Now you have to watch everything you say and everything you do. Like King Fowley said it the best. Everybody's under a microscope nowadays. You just gotta microscopic every little detail. It's ridiculous. And the more they used to come to that, man, the more it's it's going to get controlled. I don't want you don't want your mind controlled. I don't want mine either.
No, hell no.
So
what do you think? You think Hell's Headbangers has done a good job of keeping that shit away?
Oh yeah, it's great because when I remember the one year in Totalitarian played, it was like a noise band.
Yeah.
And they played the Hell's Head Bash one year. I think it was 2017. I think I'm trying to remember 2018. Ooh.
Yeah.
And I think they were, I thought people were going to have a problem with them because they're very right wing, But
yeah.
I thought maybe they were, people thought they were going to be fascist or whatever. So, but no, they, so not a problem with them. But I want to ask you a question. What's the first? Justin asks this on his radio show all the time. What's the first death metal record? For me, it's Possessed Seven Churches.
Okay. Oh, you're saying what do I think is the first
what's
one
the first death
historically?
metal? Yeah, I mean, people say Scream Bloody Gore, but I say
No, I mean, if you wanted to go back further, you would say Mantis Demos, Seven Churches.
Yeah, Seven Churches. And Necrophagia was right around the same time, too. Remember Season of the Dead came a little later, yeah.
And then also Repulsion, not too far off for some of their...
Well, he wasn't really... I don't think he was guttural, though.
No. They were way more coming from that punk background.
But they were just singing about horror movies and shit.
Yeah. But, I mean, they were in that place at the time.
But, yeah, his voice now is very different, you know. That's why I like, you know, when they reformed in 2003, I got to see him in Milwaukee Metal Fest, you know.
Okay,
and
awesome.
that was with the original lineup. And, you know, he sounds amazing now, Scott, but his voice is different from the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he kind of, this was like on the, what's the record name? Horrified. He kind of had like a, you know, more kind of gritty vocal, but now it's more, you know, harsher.
Yeah, definitely not that guttural style, but you could point to a couple different things, and then like I'm big into grind and stuff, so even
you're more grind guy. Yeah, I'm a doom guy. You know.
Okay. Old school death, grind, all that.
Well, you know what the problem is? I think a lot of people think faster's heavier, and it's not always the case, man.
There's bands that are using speed as a way to fucking get away with not playing shit.
That's what I said. So, you know, my whole perspective changed. I don't know if you ever heard a band called Winter.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I saw them.
Master, too, if you're talking about the OG shit.
Yeah, Master was great, too. But Winter was super slow.
Yeah.
And when I saw them in 1990, I had no idea. And I heard that, I was like, wow, you know.
Yeah.
The first Cathedral album came out a couple years later.
Okay.
And that was real super slow. He wasn't death metal, but it was just really, you know, it's really fucking brutal. I just fell in love with the slow doom, you know, but.
One of my top 10 records will always be Mental Funeral by Autopsy, who has a little bit of that. That is just, if you ask me, the most perfect old school death metal record.
You know what's funny about that record? They didn't mix that record at all.
What I love about it is that it's like everything that's wrong with it is everything that's right.
Well, that's why it's hilarious, because I listen to it. It's like, you know, because I play drums and guitar, you know.
Yeah.
And I know a little bit about studio stuff, you know, and it's hilarious when you listen to that. It's so like not, you know, like they didn't mix it at all.
Yeah.
They just left it. They were like, all right, leave the drums, leave the guitars. Don't even try to mix it. And that's why it sounds like that. Because I didn't understand that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But as I got older and I learned about studio stuff, and he was like, and I met Chris Reifert back in 2000. He did another band called The Ravenous. Did you ever hear that?
No, I never heard that one.
The Ravenous was Killjoy from Necrophagia and Chris from Autopsy and Dan Lilliker on bass. It was a great super group.
Badass.
But it was very Autopsy-ish.
Okay.
They did 2 or 3 records if you get a chance to get them. I mean, they're probably hard to get now, but when I met him, I asked him, I said, why does Mental Funeral sound like that? Was that dance music in the background? What is that crap? Do you like any other kind of music besides metal? I mean, I like Pink Floyd and stuff.
I do. Pink Floyd's one of my favorite bands of all time, man. They remastered Live at Pompeii.
I heard it.
My friend got to see it in the theater. It wasn't playing by me. I actually, the only tickets they had left were handicap ones. So I was considering pretending to be handicapped, pulling in the wheelchair so I could see the remaster of Live at Pompeii. Because for me, Live at Pompeii is probably my favorite live concert, anything.
Yeah, because they were great. Like, you could see they were a solid unit at that point.
Oh, my God,
because it was before Deicide and the Wish You Were Here, and which is good stuff, but, you know.
Yeah, but once it's after Animals is probably where I'm less interested. I still have respect for all their songwriting, but I mean, 70 to 77, Pink Floyd
they were amazing.
Is just the greatest.
Because Pompeii was a great recording, you know. It was amazing,
my God, amazing, dude.
But I don't know if you like, I like Led Zeppelin and,
all the classics.
I don't know if you like the Eagles. I like the Eagles a lot. I mean, maybe that might be, different for people, but, obviously you can't just listen to one thing, you know.
Some people here do, but no, I like all kinds of
Well, that's
like
good, because you don't want to burn it out, man. You don't want to just be metal for 40 years and you're going to get tired.
And it's funny because it's like after I go to a metal fest, like I was at, my band got to play Maryland Death Fest too, so we were there.
What band were you?
Days. My band's called Abraded.
Oh, okay,
Play with this band, Hemdale.
No shit, really?
Ohio.
I didn't know that. I love Hemdale, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
2002 I saw you. Did you play that show?
No, dude, I was 7 years old.
Oh, okay.
I was scab for him.
No, but the original lineup I saw in 2002.
Okay,
Brian Baxter put on the Cleveland Death Fest.
Oh,
that's
OG, man. Yeah. Is that the one where the guitar bro, he threw the guitar down?
Yeah,
and he starts running around.
Underpants. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Dude, I had such a blast.
Is he coming here?
No, I wish.
No.
It's hard to get a hold of him. I can't get any of the OG dudes that want to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are fucking legendary guys.
Are they gonna like do it like an actual album? I mean, I don't even know if they ever
did it.
Really,
never did a full length.
I was always wondering about them. They never did like a full length or something.
No, and it was because Craig. If you want to remember, Craig had Visceral Productions back in the day, so he had Nile before Relapse did.
I have those CDs, man. They're worth crazy money.
Dude, yeah, they are.
Guys, go on eBay and look up that stuff. It's worth crazy money. Trust me.
Fucking definitely. Yeah, so I think they just hit career shit. So by the time I think Relapse was coming out, Relapse was like, hey, can I get everything from Visceral? So Craig was like, okay, I'm out. Buy me out.
Yeah.
But he had OG shit. He had he had Exhumed before anyone. He had Nile before anyone.
I have that split, and Hemdale Exhumed split. It's probably
Hell's just did a reissue
money,
not too long ago. It was the first time that split ever came out on vinyl, and they did an amazing job with it.
Yeah, what's up with the vinyl now? I see vinyl's been making a comeback in the last 10, 12 years or so. Man, that's a good thing, though, you know?
Dude, I totally agree, and I think it's just as streaming's taken over and shit, and algorithms, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think people are really hungry to have more of a connection with the bands as all that's going on. So I think people
I'm a
really
CD guy, man. I love CDs. You know, like the records are cool, but I love the CDs. And
everyone's got their own. Some people even like cassettes, but just people like
funny,
to have that thing to hold because it's that connection
like
you have with the band.
Man. Well, no, I mean, I was surprised cassettes were like kind of made a comeback. You know, I was like, really, people still play them? I guess they do. So that's pretty funny. You know, I didn't really think they would really do well in the last 15
Some
years
people
or
like
so.
them, and that's what's good. You know, Hell carries all of it. So what the fuck ever. Different strokes for different folks.
But yeah, I was, you know, like I said, I started off when I was a kid. Obviously, Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. You know, what's another band? Accept.
Yeah.
And there was a really good band at that time that came out around that time that probably a lot of people don't remember, Angel Witch.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. I mean, I wish they would have gotten be bigger, but
yeah, there's a lot of bands that I wish, you know, if they were to come do some reunion stuff.
Yeah,
back in the day, especially like you were just talking about Crematory right here. You got how many people would love to see fucking
Crematory? I know, I'd love to see that, but I don't think that's happening. So, unfortunately, you know, I think, you know, what sucks is sometimes the business part can be tough, especially back in the 90s.
Yeah,
because I don't know if you saw the interview with Glenn Benton he did on Garza's podcast.
Okay, I watched a bit of it. Garza does a great job.
And he was talking about back in the 90s when Roadrunner Records, they signed all these bands, but they were just like, you know, oh, we're going to take a little piece of this, a little piece of that. And they kind of, you know, they did a lot of stuff. And it was like, that's why, you know, the business, like, I don't think those guys get paid for any of those royalties.
No, and that's what, when I was talking to Fowley, he was calling the shit out of Relapse for fucking them over.
Because
he said they owe him $127,000.
Yeah, because I think a lot what the royalties and stuff, a lot of these bands didn't get much, you know?
Well, no, I mean, they just didn't know how to handle that. And then it was an arms, once Deathmetal was really blowing up, it was an arms race.
Yeah.
So
but that's what happened with Tom Warrior, too, you know, from Celtic Frost when I talked to him years ago. And you know, their record label, Noise Records, they did a lot of crazy stuff to them. They were, you know, they were canceling tours at the last minute. They were messing with their albums production. They were messing with albums, you know, the lineups of the songs. They were messing with this, messing with that. It's like, hey, man, why don't you just, you know, what the hell happened to art, man? It's just like freedom of, you know, art. And it's just like, you're going to mess with it? What are you doing? I don't understand.
That's, I mean, these label guys, I'm sure they just, and there's been a whole history of that throughout the entire fucking music industry. I mean, because I always think it's so funny. It's so fun when you're listening to like I love classic like 70s prog. Like we're talking that early Pink Floyd shit.
King Crimson. Yeah,
I love all that shit. Yeah, and fucking, it's so funny to think of at the time record labels seeing that as something to make money with, because now that's like the most hoe-scaring.
Yeah, because it wouldn't sell today. Imagine if King Crimson came out today. You think anybody would dig that? Maybe a small handful. Maybe
think of some shit like that being on the radio.
No, they wouldn't play that on the radio, man.
So all I'm getting at is fucking. There's always been a big discrepancy between the big wigs and the music industry. They don't know what the fuck is going on.
Well, they're just looking to make money. It's it. You know, like I said, if you want to, you know, do something that's going to make money, then you're going to do rap or hip hop or whatever. But, you know, that's not my thing. Like I said, I like Ice-T. I think Ice-T is a great guy, you know, and some of his rap was cool. But, you know, people like that kind of music. But that sells. You know, Hemdale's not going to fucking sell 6 million records, you know, or
I'm lucky to sell 6.
But you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. I mean, in my opinion, it should sell.
Yeah. Well, but again, that just shows the importance of shit like this for keeping the real underground alive, for keeping fucking people out of that. No commercialization here, nothing but sick underground shit.
And you know something, it's like, you know, I know people's tastes change as they get older. because I was worried about that about myself. As I was getting older. I'm in my 50s now. I thought my taste was going to change, and maybe I'm like, oh, maybe I won't like the metal anymore. But it hasn't changed in 40 years. Yeah, for me, 1985 when I heard Celtic Frost and Bathory and Venom, that was it, man. It was just like I wanted to move on to that heavier shit. That was great. And then all of a sudden, like, I want to move on into something heavier. Like, so that's the problem with some of these people. They hear Metallica and Slayer and Megadeth, oh, that's cool, but they don't want. They stop there. Yeah, it's like I don't do that, man. I want to hear it Hemdale. I want to hear something, fucking grimier and nastier and sicker. Yeah. That's the way that's the way you got to go. But some people just stop at a certain point, So
no
I don't do that.
Me.
Yeah, no stopping for me either, and it hasn't changed in 40 years. Like I said, it's great to like other kinds of music, man. But,
totally. Yeah, that's what I was saying. As soon as the metal fest is over, I'm like, put some fucking pop music on. Listen to pop music. Okay, put the death metal back on. You got to go back and forth. But yeah, hearing that.
But Pink Floyd is one of the best. Like I said, when that Pompeii, when I saw that movie when I was a kid, rented the old VHS tape. Remember those? Yeah. And I rented that when I was a kid. Because that was when they were like you could see they were a solid unit.
Oh my
God. It wasn't when Roger,
because
I know they had all problems later on. Yeah. Roger Waters had the issue with David Gilmour, and they had all kinds of issues. Yeah. But at that Pompeii, it was so beautiful because that was a solid unit, and that's why I loved watching that movie because you could see they were working together. That's the way it was. Yeah. And that's why I love that. That concert.
I could talk about Floyd for hours.
I know it's a great band, but I like the obscure stuff. I play acoustic guitar and I sing. And I could sing some of the early Floyd stuff, like Adam Hart Mother, some of those songs, metal, a couple songs off of metal. But that kind of music, isn't for everybody, unfortunately, But King Crimson was great, yes. Genesis, the early Genesis.
Yeah, the Peter Gabriel stuff.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I heard that when I was a kid, and it was really great.
Yeah.
Because people liked the Phil Collins stuff, which was, it was a lot more different.
Get a bag.
Yeah. What's that?
Get a bag. Go if they want to go a little more commercial, get some money. But yeah, the Peter Gabriel shit is awesome.
But I don't understand some of the death metal bands. They start off. I remember in the '90s, some of them start off amazing and then they lighten up. I don't know what was that about. Yeah. Nobody there, it's just.
You're talking like Entombed or something.
Yeah, I mean like Amorphous. Remember Amorphous? Then it come out, it's amazing, and then they just lighten up, and I don't know what. Like, are you trying to sell more records?
I do think that was kind of record guys getting in their head. Hey, the death stuff was good. Could you go a little thrashier? Metallica's big now.
Yeah, that's what the problem is, and
No, the underground is all about fucking pushing the envelope and just making the sickest shit possible. I appreciate you talking with me so much.
No problem, man.
Anything you want to plug? You got a channel? You want to plug your music? Anything like that?
Well, I did a record with CJ Sosha from Blood Feast. Remember that band, Blood Feast from Jersey, old thrash band?
Okay, no, I'm not familiar with them.
They've been around since the '80s.
Right on.
And their guitar player is a producer. He produced. He just produced a new Disma record.
Oh, right on.
So it's going to be probably coming out at the end of the year. But we did a record together a couple of years ago, so I'm going to start looking.
Yeah,
at
what's
labels.
that called?
Desecrated Tombs, and it's called The Ancient Horror Rises. It's a lot of the lyrics are based off of Lord of the Rings because. Okay. I didn't want to write about the gore and the horror films. Yeah. A lot of bands covered that subject. So you know what? I said, let me write about something like Lord of the Rings, medieval fantasy kind of stuff.
Some nerd shit.
But
awesome.
That's all I got to plug. And thanks for the interview.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yep, no problem.
Hope you enjoy the festival.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Paul Andy.